Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors that you can see on the screen right now. If you are going to do a bit of business in 2024, then please keep it in the Millwall family by checking out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. This is your preview show, looking ahead to Saturday's must-win home game at the Den against Preston North End. We are back to 3 p.m. kickoffs, thank God. As always, let's kick off the show by taking a look at the 11 that Neil Harris might pick to start the match. Okay, so as far as we are aware, there is no new injury worries for the gaffer. So will he go with an unchanged side for the game against Preston at the Den on Saturday? This is huge. This is huge. I'm going to talk about it, and I've seen a lot of people talking about it in the comments on social media in general. The George Honeyman saga, is it fair to call it that? Look, George Honeyman is a battler, he's a grafter, he's a Millwall type player. I think he does really well for us in a position that isn't his. Unfortunately, I've been saying this since the beginning of the season, showing teams like Watford at home too much respect, especially at home, and teams like Preston, no disrespect to anyone, no easy games in this division. We absolutely have to go for the win. I understand why the gaffer plays George Honeyman in that 10, but against teams, as I said, like Preston, like Watford, teams where we can pick up points, a bigger chance of doing so at home, Honeyman's got to come out that 10. It will be harsh if he wants to rest Savs or Casper the Ballon d'Or. I don't know why he'd want to do that, because they've both been very, very good so far this season. However, we are away at Cardiff again on Tuesday. The midweek game's starting to pile up now as we go into the Christmas run-up. So for me, if you want to take Savs out and rest him, I'd rather him there, but I wouldn't have any arguments for Honeyman coming in and playing in that role, a role that is actually his position, not in a 10, not on a wing. But I would drop Honeyman out, and it may sound harsh, but he has missed an open goal against Watford. We're at the post. I'm pretty sure he missed one against Pompey as well in the Carabao Cup. And then against QPR on Saturday. They're points missing from games we need to get points from. We need our big game players to turn up. We need players that are in that position. And Honeyman won't point towards that. He'll be disappointed that he's missed those chances. But as a fan, I can say, I'm sure some of you are, all right, he's missed them chances, but that's not his position. No Ian Fleming anymore. We need to find a proper 10. And for me, he's screaming out for Romain Eze, or he's screaming out for Aidomo Emakhu, who seems to be out of favour. Or even Femi Aziz, bring him in, play him in a 10, or bring Watmore over, although I'll be reluctant to bring Watmore over at the minute with the goals he's scoring from where he's currently playing. The wingers are really weighing in with goals this season, so it sort of took the emphasis off at the minute, our strikers and our 10 not scoring. But let's not move the problem. Let's not say, well, okay, well, the wingers are scoring, so that's good enough. Let's say the wingers are scoring, the strikers are scoring, the 10's scoring, and now we're picking up points and we're going towards the right end of the division. Another thing you could possibly look at, I may have mentioned this in my post-match from Queen's Park Rangers. Ivanovic didn't look injured to me. He looked fine when he came on. I'm all over it. And Langstaff was my man of the match. He also got man of the match on the vote on the Millwall official Twitter as well. So for me, if you can get them two firing and potentially change the formation, it's another way where we could get goals and push our way up the league table. However, I wouldn't tinker it, although I would change that 10, and I think that's what the gaffer will do. This is a team that I will play on Saturday. Lucas Jensen in goal, Ryan Leonard right back, Joe Bryan left back, Big Jaff and Jake Cooper in the centre of defence. Sutherland Denor continuing in the centre of midfield. Duncan Watmore on the left, Femi Aziz on the right, Romain Eze in a 10, and up front, Macaulay Langstaff. I really like Emakhu, but he seems to be out of favour, so I'm incorporating a little bit in the team that I would pick close enough to what the gaffer will. There's no point me saying Emakhu is going to play on a 10, play him on a 10, because he's not going to start the game. I'd be very surprised if he does. He probably will now have said it. Let's move on to our opposition. Managed by Paul Heckingbottom. They were the first club to relieve their manager of his duties. Previous to him, Ryan Lowe left the club after only one game in charge, losing 2-0 on the opening day against Sheffield United at Deepdale. And so far they're doing exactly the same as us. They've played 6, won 1, drawn 2 and lost 3 games, picking up that only win under Paul Heckingbottom in a 1-0 win over Luton at home, but they haven't won since. And it sees Preston, as I've already said, sitting on 5 points, exactly the same turnout from results as we've had from 6 games. They're 3 places behind us on goal difference. A win for them will, of course, see them leapfrog us. A win for us will push us potentially not far off the top 10. I really believe our season is going to start kicking in as from Saturday. Let's move on to a prediction. And so, this is your pre-match prediction. And here we go. I am going to go for a 2-0 Millwall win with George Honeyman, after all the debates, to get 1 goal, and Macaulay Langstaff to open his account for the club and in SE16 in a convincing 2-0 win at the Den. And so that's it for this preview show. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Please be sure to check out the fan score predictions from the other boys at Lions TV that's going out directly after this video. I can guarantee you that because it is Thursday night at 7 p.m. and I'm just filming it. I had an absolute stinker today. Henry's been working away up north. He come back, he said, can you get me from Dartford? And he dropped me back to Welling, where he lives. I said, yes. Apparently the M25's closed. So I said, I'll meet you at the bottom of the M26 because his boss lives in my old stomping ground, Westmoreland. I sat there for 3 hours waiting for him. The M25 car's on fire, everything closed. So he's upstairs showering and watching Rangers. I'm down here filming. So yeah, there you go. Short story, extremely long. Don't have kids. Sorry if I bored you, but there you go. We are done and dusted. Score predictions up directly after this video. And all that's left for me to say is I will see you in beautiful South Bermondsey on Saturday for a live stream and a 3 p.m. kickoff. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Whew, come on, you Lions.